Everyone, ran the Subaru Guru at Subaru Calgary. Today's video is going to be very informative because I'm going to address to trade in or not to trade in. That is the question. Going to provide some clarity, answers up front to help you make the best decision for your situation. Should you trade in your vehicle for a new Subaru, or should you try to sell private? All right, I've owned over 30 cars and trucks over the years. I know it's crazy. The vast majority of those I have sold privately, very successfully. Okay. First thing to address: when you bring a car to us, you're contemplating trading it in. We're going to do a few things. Number one, we're going to appraise your vehicle. We're going to look at it stem to stern, the age, the condition, inside and out. It's best when you're bringing in a vehicle to possibly trade, treat it like a job interview. You wouldn't go to a job interview with jeans with holes in the knees. Detail it. It's worth the while because we actually assess condition of cleanliness. And that goes to, well, how is the car maintained by the owner? All right? There's a factor for that as well. So what we do is, after we've looked at your car, we have access to several databases. What did a similar make, model, year sell for wholesale, at auction, and retail? We'll look regionally and try to, if there's enough data sets, right down to maybe just all of Calgary, okay? To try to get a good average price that will mirror what you've presented to us in your trade, okay? Once we've determined that number, all right, and it's a retail number, there's a couple things that we have to do on every single trade-in. No matter what, how good of a condition it is, how little kilometers, the first thing that we have to do is bring it into our shop for a 152-point inspection. That can take a day, day and a half, sometimes 2 days. Our techs are the top pedigree. They do not work for free, all right? There's a cost associated for their work, for the administration behind setting it all up, all right? And basically to pay for them to do all of this. There's a cost associated with that work. 152-point check, inspection is done, a report, a formal report is generated. It's very extensive, okay? So there's a cost associated with that. Next, and it again, regardless of condition, it has to go into our detail bay with our detail crew and be sanitized. And it is cleaned stem to stern, undercarriage, the engine, interior, exterior. Do we have to shampoo the carpets? Whatever is required, okay? So the cost associated with getting in with our detail crew, and they don't work for free either, all right? We have several gents, and they're very good at their job. They're doing this every day, all right? They take pride in their work. So a cost for the inspection, a cost for detailing, and then a cost for anything that we have to replace on your vehicle. Brake pads, windshield, normal wear and tear. When was the last oil change done? We account for all of these things, and that cost is taken away from the retail value. If there is a history of an accident on the car, a claim, that will show via the Carfax, all right? Depending on the cost of it. If it was very minor, you know, just an assessment, it's not as much of a big deal. But if there was an accident for several $1,000s or hail damage, there's a factor we take, a percentage of that estimate, and that's taken away. Is that fair? Well, for us, when a customer comes in, and if they're looking at two pre-owned vehicles, and let's say they're identical, and one has an accident history and the other one doesn't, which one are they going to be more interested in? All right? So the one with the accident history, we have to be prepared to hold on to for a very long time. So we account for all these costs, and they are subtracted from the retail value. And that's what we call the trade-in value. So it is in your best interest to get the car cleaned up, detail it, get all the garbage out of it, all right? Give it a good wash, collect all your receipts if you maintained it very well, right? That bodes in your favor to get the top trade-in value, okay? What about selling privately? So I mentioned over 30 cars and trucks over the years, and I've sold them private. The vast majority I've sold private very successfully. I developed a kind of a rule of thumb because I've sold these things on Kijiji. 1 in 5 inquiries is from a normal, sane human being. So you have to get through the internet scammers who send you those scamming emails. I love your car, I'll pay cash, exactly what you want, but I'm a ship captain, yada yada, okay? Let's say you're asking 10 grand and some guy calls and says, I'll give you 200 bucks, all right? You got to work your way through. And then that fifth person, it's usually the fifth, calls and says, you've got the perfect vehicle. It's exactly what I'm looking for my 16-year-old, for their first car. Can you come down a couple $100? That's a person worth talking to. We got an airplane going over, be patient, thank you, okay? And I never meet these people ever right at my house. I meet them at the community center. All right, sorry, ex-international security specialist. That's just how I'm wired, okay? So it's worked very well for me. What is the benefit to it? Well, the costs, our costs of the inspection, of detail, okay, replacement parts, what have you, that stays in your pocket, all right? You're selling it to another person, and it's as is. It's up to them if they want to get it inspected, or have their mechanic look at it, what have you. And I've done that. They've had a mechanic who's like, yeah, sure, let's go over there. I'll drive it. I don't send my cars off to do test drives on their own, all right? I'm driving the car. That just has to be good enough, and it has been, okay? But that savings, where we have to pay for the inspection and detail, etc., all right, that savings can make a very nice, sizable down payment on a new car, okay? That's your benefit. Not everyone can do that, or maybe their situation doesn't allow for that. We will do our best to help you out, okay? You're bringing in a trade-in, we will negotiate the price. We're not just gonna say, this is it, take it or leave it. No, we wanna work with you. We want you to get a new Subaru. We'll negotiate the price on the new Subaru, on your trade-in. We wanna make it work for you, okay? So hopefully that answers questions. Maybe the last one is, well, how many trades do we get in? A lot. We have every make and model. We used to have them up front, but now we got them here. For whatever reason, people are trading in their Jeeps like crazy for Subarus. We have every make and model here in our lot that people have traded in, okay? We'll treat you fairly, we'll treat you with respect. We want to help you out. So if you have a vehicle that you're contemplating trading in or selling private, feel free to give me a call. I support my customers quite extensively. I've even been on the other end of the phone helping a customer doing a private deal. He said, this and this, what do you think, Rand? And I'll give you the best advice I can. I'm here to help, all right? Yes, I sell cars for a living, but I help my customers. It's not just sell the car and that's it. I guide them for the rest of their journey. And if that requires helping you out selling your car, I'll be glad to do it. So, any questions, let me know. You can give me a shout, or come on down to Subaru Calgary, demand Rand, and I'll help you out.